we have these ideals for a reason, and I urge you just to be patient. Hotep brothers and sisters, Joel here with another message of divine light just for you. Today I want to address the subject of twin flames, and particularly I want to talk to those of us who are on the path to reunion. A lot of times it can be disheartening. We are looking for a relationship and our emotions get in the way. We might meet somebody and things don't work out, and then we meet somebody else and they're not quite into us, or just things aren't lining up the way we expect them to or would like them to. And it can be disheartening at times. But I just want to urge everybody to stay patient and to trust divine timing, because the divine mind, the higher mind, knows way better than our physical mind could ever conspire or just try and make ends meet by forcing them together, because we have such a limited perspective in the physical world. There's such a greater plan going on behind the scenes, and we are all intrinsically a part of it because we're all immersed in this quantum source field. And if we just allow this to fold out in the best possible way and trust the timing, we can see a lot of things that we couldn't even dream about possible. Or if we tried to force things, we might see temporal results. We might see some instant gratification, but the truth is that we don't know where that person will be 20 years from now or whatever. Of course, we all deserve magnificent relationships. We all deserve that true connection that we're all looking for. But don't settle for mediocrity, because that's not going to pay off in the long run. You might get some instant gratification in the moment, maybe for a while, but people change. Every person is several people during their lifetime because they learn things, they grow, and they develop. So you don't even know where this person could be down the road or in the future. But really, the infinite mind knows all these things, and it's just best to trust. But in terms of the twin flame reunion, we're talking about exponential growth. And we're talking about growth that is not just on the physical level. We're talking about emotional growth, mental growth, spiritual growth. It's all intertwined. So we have these ideals for a reason. And I urge you just to be patient. It's not unrealistic that we have these goals or these ideals. Society would say, yeah, these ideals are impractical. There's no such thing as the one. So quit waiting and just settle for someone that's decent enough, that meets your expectations, and that you have some chemistry with. But society is thinking from that limited physical perspective. When the two twin flames meet, there's an exponential growth that will take place that we can't even fathom. So don't worry if things don't happen right away. Like, think about it. Those of us that have had past relationships, we all got into it. I don't want to say for the wrong reasons, but maybe for reasons that weren't 100% wholesome. And then those relationships fell apart because they weren't serving us. Or maybe we expanded and decided and realized that we wanted to experience more from life, or that there was a deeper meaning to life, right? Relationships will fall apart. Things will be taken away when they're no longer serving us and when we're looking for something deeper. And usually when we're growing, it's because the relationships are taken away from us because we're given an opportunity to expand and grow into that space, to hone our thoughts and come into a state of being ready to receive someone for the next step, because it's still a growth process and we still have to adjust. When we make a conscious expansion, then other people will fall away, but we still have to integrate the information before we can start using it and collaborating with other people on the same level. So if that's you, because I can definitely relate to that myself, if that's you, take the time and really do some inner work. Work on yourself, hone your character, hone your skills, hone your passion, everything you can do to work on yourself, because you are the one that's going to be taken into this relationship, and no matter where you go, there you are. If anything goes wrong, we can't blame things outside of us, because ultimately we're the ones making decisions in our own life. I know that sounds harsh, but that's really, if you cut down to it and be honest and really do some inner introspection, that is what's going on. Honestly, you're probably better off just taking the time to grow. Because honestly, the universe never gives us something that we're not ready for, and it never waits to give us something that we are ready for. We literally will get everything we need the second we need it, not a second before and not a second after. This is the way it is. If you do some true introspection, and it's hard because our emotions and our hormones and all that kind of societal programming gets in the way, but if you do some true introspection, you'll realize that you're probably better off, for now at least, just getting ready for a relationship. Think about it. If you settle for a relationship and you're with somebody that doesn't meet you eye to eye, it's very difficult to have a conversation, and it's very difficult to even feel like you have a sense of belonging. It's very easy to get a relationship for the sake of just to show off in society, or to say, yeah, I have somebody, I'm not lonely. But the truth is, when you go home and you're sitting with that person, you can't even watch something that's edifying together, because they want to watch something completely different on TV or what have you. So you don't want to be held back in these relationships, or worse, being taken backwards. I mean, there's no such thing as going backwards, because ultimately they're all lessons that teach us what we want and what we don't want. But don't settle for mediocrity. And if you feel like these conversations with this person end up being a waste of time, or they're so mundane, or they're holding you back in some sense of a grander purpose, you don't want to waste that time of your life. So I urge you, just spend the time now. As you're waiting for a twin flame, find some way to cope with it, but just know that you can work on yourself in this time. You can hone your own personality. You can hone your character. You can make your thoughts align with more of who you truly are. Get in touch with your real desires, and get in touch with your real passion, what you really want to express to the world, and just practice doing that. Because as you practice doing that, eventually this person, your twin flame, will magnetize to you. And instead of you having to go out and look for somebody, or try and make ends meet, or just settle for somebody that's 80% or 90% or whatever, you'll be given someone that's so much greater, and your 200% will come together and synergize and make something even greater than 200%, if that makes sense. But yeah, literally the twin flame union is such a synergistic and complementary, and it's grander than anything that we can see in the physical, because it's literally the union of two souls uniting and bringing to birth two facets of something that's transcendental into this world. And of course, children might be a part of that, maybe not. It depends on your agreements. But this is the situation with twin flames. Do not rush things. Do not get discouraged if things aren't lining up the way you think they should in this moment. Take the time now and just do some introspection. Work on yourself, hone your character, be true to who you are, and that person, the fullest potential of your expectation will magnetize to that. But if you're in a state of lack, if you're in a state of desperation, if you're in a state where you're not altogether who you could be, then your twin flame, or whoever you attract to yourself in that space, will be of that not 100% of who they could be. Even if they are aspects of where you would like to be, they will still, in some aspects and in some areas and some moments, be holding you back. And maybe even you might feel like it's a waste of time being with this person. If you're truly honest with your feelings, because let's be honest, a lot of us have been there already. So we don't want to waste more of our life. Let's just take the time and work on what's important. And what's important is our character. We develop that, and once that's done, we can magnetize our greatest life yet. So I hope you found this video encouraging, beneficial. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more of this kind of info. Also, leave a comment down below, because other people who are visiting this space are encouraged by that, and it also helps knit us all together as a community of a high vibe tribe. Have an amazing day, my friends. Be patient and take this time to work on yourself. Agape, salam, namaste. See you in the next video, guys.